Mount Everest, the highest mountain on Earth, a death zone, unconquerable to all, but not to this extraordinary New Zealand bloke, Sir Edmund Hillary.
He climbed Mount Everest with Tenzing Norgay. Together they showed the world anything is possible, finish what you start, believe in yourself, and many more attributes he showed by being the first mountaineer to reach the summit of Mount Everest on May the 29th, 1953.
He thought of himself as just an ordinary bloke to the extent of having his contact details in the white pages.
He affected the New Zealand culture, but more importantly, the Nepalese. Yet he was humble to the point he did not admit being the first man to reach the top of Everest. You'd think being the first person to climb to the highest mountain in the world, you'd be standing there sucking up all the fame, but not Sir Ed. He realised in the Himalayas the children were polite and welcoming, but without education they would not move further forward in their lives.
A Sherpa friend of Sir Ed's once quoted, "Our children have eyes, but they are blind for lack of education." Sir Ed, being the great man he is, granted this wish. In his lifespan, Sir Ed, with the help of the Himalayan Trust, built a number of schools for children to have a better life, to have an education and to live their dreams.
He helped oversee the buildings of hospitals to help the people in medical need, and also because 30% of newborn babies were dying.
Airstrips so supplies could get in faster.
Bridges so they didn't have to cross rivers or streams which put their lives in risk.
Churches to bring the community together.
Replanting forests for native life. And many more everyday community needs that changed their lives in many great ways.
Because of Sir Ed, Sherpa culture has been exposed to the outside world, and because of the Himalayan Trust work, the lifestyle and livelihood has been greatly improved. Sir Ed is certainly in every Nepalese heart.
Sir Ed is very respected and a very loved person of Nepalese people. Sir Ed is also Nepali citizen.
On the 50th anniversary of Sir Edmund's greatest achievement, he even refused an invitation from me, the Queen, that he could instead travel to Kathmandu to be with lifelong Sherpa friends.
Dr. Paul Sylvester is a surgeon at Thames Hospital. He was involved with the Himalayan Trust and worked alongside Sir Ed. He helped with the hospitals and trained the Nepalese people to be doctors. They are proud to say the hospitals are now fully run by Nepalese.
First of all, I was part of volunteer service abroad, and I went to work in a hospital as a doctor superintending the hospital, and sometimes I went out to the villages to have clinics and look after people in their homes. When people are welcomed by the Nepalese, they get a welcoming scarf called a kata. Sir Edmund had lots of friends, and so often he was covered with katas. Sir Edmund has been to Nepal many times, but as he grew older, the altitude became really hard for him to manage. He flew in a helicopter. He had with him one of the Sherpas who was trained as a medical officer, and he took a bottle of oxygen to help him breathe, and they landed in the helicopter, and Sir Edmund was fearful that he could not manage the altitude so well, so he only stayed on the ground about 10 minutes.
As you can see, it's obvious that Sir Edmund Hillary was a great man and made a difference to the world. He was very adventurous and loved everything he did. He certainly lived life to the fullest.
The Himalayan people called Sir Ed Bara Sahib, which meant big in heart, and undoubtedly was true.
Conquering Everest won you our respect, but with your great deeds you won our hearts. Deepest thanks to you, Sir Edmund Hillary.